Hey guys, thanks for joining me. We're going to look at the Tales of the Valiant um, quick start guide that comes with the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter's live right now. Kickstarter's at $436,000 in less than 1 day, less than 24 hours. So this is the Tales from the Valiant Kickstarter. It has within it new 5e options, early access to private playtests, create your own world and share your adventures. Tales of the Valiant is built on the Creative Commons. Retain compatibility with 5e tradition. And we got the preview PDF here. We got the Tales of the Valiant website here. Share this tab. So this is a really, really professional looking website. Got the download TOV preview packet. That's what we're going to look at today. We've already looked at playtests 1 through 3. You can find that on the channel. We'll see if they incorporate anything we talked about in those first 3 playtest packets into the preview packet. So let's see what else we got here in the Kickstarter. So here's the player's guide, table of contents, character creation, classes, lineage and heritage, backgrounds and talents, equipment and magic items, playing the game, spellcasting, running the game, conditions, gods and patrons, creature statistics, index, and character sheet. And then here we have the monster vault, using monsters, building monster-centric encounters, monster roles and tactics, understanding monster statistics. Everyone hearing me okay? Just changed my microphone, so hopefully it's coming through okay. Oh, and I'm not sharing what I'm looking at. Let's change that. All right, here we go. Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault, table of contents, understanding monster statistics, elements of the stat block, legendary creatures, understanding creature types, chapter 4 monsters. Don't see anything. So maybe here in the using monsters is where we could build encounters, building monster-centric encounters. Be interesting to see what they use from what's out there in the gaming area. And player's guide, monster vault, no DMG, no DM's guide for this system. At least not an initial release, which is similar to how Pathfinder did theirs, right? They had a game master guide that came out later. So I wonder if the player's guide will include magic items and such, or if that will come later in a DMG type guide. All right, well, let's look at now the Tales of the Valiant preview and see what they incorporated from the various playtests that they did before. I'll blow this up a little bigger so it's easier to see. Are you sharing PDF? Not seeing it? I am now. Thank you, Marius. Should be seeing it now, I hope. Please let me know if you are. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Lead designer Celeste Konowich, JB Little, Sebastian Rombach. I've heard of Celeste. I ran some adventures she wrote. I don't know of the other 2 yet. Wolfgang Bauer is one of the designers. Greg Marks, Mike Shea. So some good names here. And I'm sure all the rest of these are really good too. I'm just not quite as familiar with them all. William O'Brien on the cover, interior, Felipe Milani, William O'Brien, Ian Perks, and more. Kobold Warren's publisher. Okay, so there's the credits. Let's dig into the table of contents. So what do we get in this quick start guide? Got some lineages and heritages, backgrounds, talents, luck, spell casting, what is a spell, elements of a spell list, spell descriptions, and some monsters. Standard stuff here. What's in the review? The review contains basic info about Tales of the Valiant RPG, provides instructions for creating NPCs, and showcases a handful of spells and monsters. Core fantasy in a nutshell. Character creation. Gather materials. don't know where to start. Create a character concept. Choose a class. Level, hit points and hit dice, proficiency bonus, all standard 5e stuff. And I'll just try and highlight what's I see different than 5e. And if you see something, let me know in the chat there. Standard ability scores. 3 ways to do your ability scores. Method 1, rolling. Roll 4d6s, find the lowest, throw it out, then add up the remaining 3 dice to get your total, write that number down on scratch paper, and then assign those to the abilities you like. Method 2, point buy. So in point buy, I'm going to open up what we had for the first playtest packet with the markups that I had for it. Here's the first playtest packet. And I do believe there's something in the point buy that was a little messed up. You start with 32 points. Never have a score greater than 20. And it was just that the point buy and the standard array didn't line up with each other. And it'd be good to put in whatever basic modifiers you get right into the standard array and right into the point buy. Share this tab. So this is the original playtest for this Tales of the Valiant. So let's look back at the new one. So 32 points by still. And ability scores 11, 13, and 16. In the playtest, they were the same, 11, 13, and 16. And then method 3, the standard array, 16, 15, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Then your ability score bonuses, standard 5e. Okay, then you choose Lineage and Heritage. Choose a background, fill in the blanks. One of the third parties is going to overtake D&D eventually. Too early to tell which one, Chief Matt. There's a chance. There's a chance if D&D keeps stumbling, they don't get their ship righted, don't get some good people in the right positions there. Definitely a chance. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Tales of the Valiant Kickstarter all the way through and providing input all the way through on the playtest stuff, that's for sure. Same with D&D. I'll be doing the same with D&D in case they get some good people in there. They have good people in there in case they get some people to replace the ones making the bad decisions who are casting a bad light on all the rest. Okay, gaining levels. First to 20, hit point standard, level advancement all looks standard. They fixed their little hiccup there on their table from their first playtest. You can do milestones instead. Character classes. Did we hear someone say Kobold? Hey, Kobold Press, thanks for joining in. Great to see your Kickstarter is doing amazing right now. Okay, so we got a Cleric, a Fighter, a Rogue, and a Wizard. Standard hit dice there for all those classes. Standard abilities, of course, they have the Fighter doing Strength or Dex. And they have the new thing where the Fighter has save proficiencies that go with what they pick for Strength or Dex. You bet, Kobold Press. The Kickstarter, go check out Tales of the Valiant on Kickstarter. You'll see here. I'll put it up. Tales of the Valiant. Show this tab instead. They're at 436 when we started. Let's see what they're going to be at when we finish. They're at 438 now. 2,000 in about 10 minutes. All right. Share this tab instead. So, yeah, they got Strength or Dex. That's an update from 5e. Each character class includes a list of starting equipment. Subclasses, each subclass. Okay, Cleric. Let's look at Cleric. Cleric is adventures, clerics and gods. Class features, some nice artwork there. Doesn't credit the artist. Nice artwork though. Standard stuff there. Standard armor and weapon proficiencies. Simple weapons. Wisdom and charisma. Choose 2. Normal stuff. Standard starting equipment. At first level, choose 3 cantrips. You choose more Divine Circle cantrips as you level to higher levels. A quick cleric build. For a background, take Adherent and Mental Fortitude talent. Preparing and casting spells. You prepare spells in advance before you cast it. They can prepare any spell from the Divine Circle spell list, just like regular. Number of spells equal to Wisdom plus their Cleric level, like regular, or 2014. They might be changing that in 2024. We'll see. Third level Cleric. Yep, all standard stuff there. Spell casting ability is what you'd expect. You can also cast rituals, same as in 2014. You can also cast long form type. You do not need to prepare ritual spells, and they do not use up spell slots. Okay, so rituals are a little bit different in Tales of the Valiant. That's right, I remember that from the spell playtest, so we'll look at that when we get there. At first level, you choose one ritual from the Divine Circle ritual list, and you choose more as you go up. Manifestation of Faith, first level power. You gain proficiency with heavy armor. Okay, so you can do might or miracles. Oh, so this is pretty neat. So you pick your manifestation of your faith, choose one of the following. So proficiency with heavy armor, martial weapons. Infuse weapon strikes with divine energy. Once nature returns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, cause the attack to deal additional radiant or necrotic damage equal to your proficiency bonus. Manifest miracles. Learn one additional cantrip of your choice. Divine cantrip for you. Oh, from any circle of magic. Oh, wow. Okay. That makes a divine cantrip for you, but doesn't count against the number you know. And you add your proficiency bonus to damage. Wow. Okay. That's I'd be worried about that, like overpowering what like a regular spellcaster can do, like a wizard or a warlock. Yeah. Marius says pretty spicy for level 1. All right. Who else we got on the stream? If you're on the stream, let me know where you're from. Behind the curtain, reworking the cleric. Okay, cool. So let's see what they say about reworking the cleric. And they want us to let them know. So Divine Domain is now chosen at 3rd level instead of 1st. That'll match the 2024 rule change in D&D. Standardizes class progression. Boom. Better spreads around cleric class features. Yeah, it makes 3rd level more exciting. Manifestation of Faith is cool. I like what they're doing there. We'll see if there's other ones here. Let's go down. Nope, there's only 2 so far. We'll see if they add more. You can make it more warrior-like or more priest-like. Channel Divinity, Turn the Profane. This has replaced Turn Undead. So Turn the Profane works the same, but it affects fiends in addition to undead. That's cool. That's cool that clerics can turn fiends too. Destroy the Profane also replaced Destroy Undead, and that works the same way. I like what 2024 D&D did, where they have at high levels you do damage to the undead that fail their save. I like that instead of destroying automatically low CR ones, which you'll destroy them anyway if you do enough damage to them. Okay, cleric progression. Standard stuff there. Channel Divinity once per rest. Divine Domain. Improvement, so that's their word for like feats. And destroying up to CR 1/2. Cantrips 3/4. Rituals known. And spells standard for a character, a full spell casting character. Channel Divinity. Turn the Profane. 30 feet, wisdom save. Turn for a minute or until it takes damage. Turn creature must try to move as far away from you as it can. Can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. And only use a dash action. So pretty much the standard turning. 3rd level, you get your Divine Domain. Choose one related to your deity, such as life or war. And your choice grants you, it's cool that they give you 2 in the playtest here, life or war. Gives you a Divine Spell, Domain Spells, and other features at 3rd level. So domain spells, each domain has a list of spells. It's domain spells that you can access to. And then improvement, feed it forth, and then destroy the profane at 5th. All right. Life domain. Life domain spells. That's pretty standard to life domain. Preserve life. Hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. That's the same as standard 2014. No more than half. I never liked this about the 2014 Player's Handbook. No more than half hit point maximum. It turns, in the middle of combat, something cool into a bookkeeping exercise. I like their deities here: Apollo, Artemis, Nike, uh, Re, Horus, God of the Sun, ruler of gods, Bast, Osiris, Odin, Freya. Very cool. And then their domains, suggested domains. Nice. Why the no more than half? Good question. Why do they not do more than half? That's the standard in 2014 D&D. So as a baseline, they're using what was in the SRD, so it's probably in the SRD as well, and then modifying it from there. Yeah, definitely a pain to track. I agree. Okay, Disciple of Life. Healing is more effective. Yeah, it's the same as the regular domain. War Domain. Spells look similar. Spirit Guardians, I hope they do something with. That's got a duration that's way too long in my experience. Got Ryan here. Hi, Ryan. Back in the first hour. Nice, Ryan. 2024 also kept it that way. Yeah, you're right. It did. Okay, Channel Divinity for War. Mark of Triumph. Mystically mark a foe. You present your holy symbol, mark one creature in 30 feet. Anyone who attacks that creature has advantage on the first attack roll they make against it. So that's pretty strong. And then Disciple of War. When you successfully hit a creature while using the attack action, you can choose to make an additional weapon attack as part of that same action. You can use this feature equal to your proficiency bonus times per long rest. What if the domain I want isn't listed with my god? Since the cleric picks their god at first level and commits to a domain at third, you might find yourself in a situation where you want to pick a domain that isn't listed with your god. Don't worry, the suggested domains are just that, suggestions. All right, so that was it for the cleric. Let me zoom out here. Overall review of the cleric. Basically, what's different? They have their the manifestations, different than 2014, similar to the playtest 2024 cleric, how they had their special, I forget what they called them exactly. They had similar things. I think the manifestation of miracles might be a little too strong. And I do like that you turn undead and fiends now. All right, now let's look at the fighter. Last Stand, I liked how that looked the first time I saw it. Martial action, action surge once per rest, discipline third, improvement to fourth, multi-attack at fifth. Okay. All the standard features and such. Last Stand, see if this has changed at all. So let me look back at the first play test. Share this tab instead, and fighter. Ooh, it was all about races or heritages and lineages in the first one, I think. Was there any classes in the first one, or did they come in the second one? Looks like they might have come in the second. Put that out there too. And share that one. Okay, second play test. Yeah, here's the fighter. So the Last Stand in the second play test. When you take damage that would reduce your hit points to an amount less than half your hit point max, rounded down, you can use your reaction, which I liked how this worked. So it was like, use it right then that round to expend one or more of your hit dice up to a number equal to your proficiency bonus. The thing I didn't like about it, as opposed to a short, second wind, is you're reliant upon having to use a reaction. So if no one's attacking you, you can't use it. So there's a trade-off there. See if they did anything to fix that trade-off. When you take damage, less than half, reaction to spend one hit die, immediately roll those hit dice. Okay, so still you can't do it. You can't trigger it on your own without getting hit. So I don't like that. I'd like to see some way to trigger that on your own without getting hit, to make it like second wind in that regard. I do like the additional of having your reaction. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Back on Cleric, Maria said, as a player, I'd like to play that Cleric, but the DM and me would want a stronger list of monsters to contest. All right, martial action. So these all like depend on your weapon or your armor or you're using a shield, which I like this stuff. And it kind of reminds me of what they're doing with the 2024, where you have special powers depending on your weapons. Um, I might like this implementation better. I'm not sure exactly yet. Hey, Kobold Press, please study Shadow Dark Spider. Shadow Dark is, I love Shadow Dark. Completely different system in that it's much more simplified, which I like. Um, I love the game. That it's going to be tough to make something that's like 5e match Shadow Dark. Although Shadow Dark is like 5e stripped down to the basics. So, okay. Um, Aim. As bonus action, you take the time to increase the effectiveness of your next ranged weapon attack. One target you see, if you make a ranged weapon attack against that target before the end of your round, you double your proficiency bonus for the first attack roll. So +2 up to +6 to hit by spending a bonus action with an aim power on your first attack. That's really cool. Guard is a bonus. You raise your shield to intercept incoming attacks. Select one enemy creature within 5 feet of you. That creature has disadvantage on the first attack roll it makes against you or an ally within 5 feet of you. That's kind of cool, but it sucks that you have to pick one enemy. It'd be nice if you could pick like the first enemy, or I don't know. That's maybe they play test that a little bit, and I could see how any enemy would be maybe overpowered. Quick Strike requires wielding 2 light weapons. A bonus action attack with a second weapon. Once per turn after you take the attack action attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can make an attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand. The second weapon. You don't add your ability modifier. Huh. Is this like a extra? So you're getting 3 attacks? Not sure that's worded exactly right. Attack with light weapon. Make a different light weapon that you're holding in the hand. No, it's just a bonus. Yeah, it's just the regular offhand attack. All right. Wind up. 2-handed weapon. Bonus action takes time to increase the effectiveness of your next attack. Select one target you can see, and you do extra proficiency bonus to your attack roll. It'd be cool if that was damage instead of the attack roll on the wind up. Action surge, just like regular it looks like. Discipline. Choose a discipline for you to focus on. We'll see later what that is. A feat, multi-classing discipline. Okay, so discipline is subclass. So Spellblade, arcane spell casting added on. And Spellblade progression, you get a couple cantrips and some spells at first level, up to 5th level. Spell slots. Spellblade progression table shows how many spell slots you get. Spells known. You can cast enchant weapon. If you spend 1 hour of uninterrupted focus in contact with a weapon, which can be done during a rest, you can imbue that weapon with a limited form of enchantment. Lasts until you choose to end it. Magic weapon, +1 attack and damage. And your enchantment stacks with the weapon's damage. That's nice. If it's on the same plane of existence, you can call it to you. Nice. Expanded talent list. When you gain a new talent, you can select from martial or magic talent list. Weapon master. Most fighters feel a deep connection to their weapons, but none more so than the weapon master. Mastery, 3 stunts. This is a little bit like not champion, but battle master in D&D. The stunts all being like basically battle master stuff. Yep, all that same stuff. Okay, rogue. What's new in rogues? D8's the same. Simple weapons. So this is different than the 2024 is going to just simple weapons, I think. Thieves' tools, Dex intelligence, choose 4 from these proficiencies. Expertise at first level, that's standard. Sneak attack at first level, that's standard. Thieves can't at first. Only takes 4 times. You understand a set of secret signs and symbols. Somewhere, someone had it where it added also another language. That might have been 2024 D&D. All right, sneak attacks progression is the same. Cutting action, specialty improvement, uncanny dodge, all the same stuff basically. Ambush. Oh, okay. So they maybe changed Assassin to Enforcer. Maybe. During your first round of combat, you have advantage on the first attack roll you make against any creature involved in the combat. And it's a critical hit. So that's the same as an assassin does. Reduce a creature to 0. You can use the same weapon immediately make a weapon attack against a different creature. That's new, I think. You can't have the sneak attack, even if you'd normally be allowed to. And expand talent list, you get technical talent as well at 3rd level. Then a thief. Fast hands, that's cool. Take the use an object action. These tools to disarm or open. Deck slide a hand check. I always like thieves in 2014 D&D. Second story work. You gain climb speed equal to your base movement speed. That's real strong. And it increases by 10 feet if you already have it. Long jump is longer. Yeah. All right. Then we got wizard. Looks like the same stuff as standard for a wizard. I do like the 2024 wizards, create new spells thing, but check out Treant Monk's website because there is a lot of stuff that needs to be tweaked a little bit or else it can be really abused. So hopefully 2024 D&D people will be watching Treant Monk's website because he does a really good job of evaluating that stuff. Preparing casting spells. Must prepare in advance like normal. And ritual casting. You can also cast long form type of spell called a ritual. Arcane recovery at 1st level. And they moved that to 2nd in 2024. They should move it back, I hope. Magic Sense. This is where they moved Detect Magic into a class feature. Wizard progression. Rote learning. I wonder what that is at 5th level. That sounds like a new thing. Let's look at that. Your continued practice of the arcane has honed your mind, allowing you to fix a limited reservoir of spells in your mind. Choose one first ring arcane spell in your spellbook. You always have it prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare. Okay. Arcane traditions. Let's see here. Battle Mage. So Battle Mage, you can also use martial talents. Your spell ward. This was pretty powerful before. Let's see how it looks now. You can redirect a portion of your spellcasting energy into a defensive shield. When you cast an arcane spell of the first ring or higher, you can simultaneously weave a protective ward. While active, you gain the following. If you're not wearing medium or heavy armor. Bonus to your AC equal to your proficiency bonus. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Lasts for a minute. Ends early if you are knocked unconscious or if your turn ends and you haven't cast a spell. Oh, that means you're going to be blown through your spells while you have that going. That's kind of weakens it a little bit. You can choose to dismiss any time. It weakens it a lot, actually, compared to if it just lasts the full minute without you casting more spells, but maybe that's good. You can use the number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And then Tactical Caster. When you cast a spell that causes damage, you can choose yourself and any number of allies you can see to be immune to the damage caused by the spell. Nice. So like an Evoker in D&D. And then a Cantrip Adept, another specialist. Arcane Alacrity. Cast an arcane cantrip. This reads like Barbarian Rage for spellcasting. Nice. Cast an arcane cantrip that has casting time of 1 action. You can change the casting time to bonus action for that casting. All right, so that gives you basically another spell. It originally appeared in the Tome of Heroes. Cool. And then Cantrip Polymath. Gain 2 cantrips of your choice from any circle spell list. For you, these cantrips count as arcane circle cantrips and don't count against the number of cantrips you know. Any circle spell list. That's powerful. All right. Okay, Lineages and Heritages is what we got here. Beastkin. That's like in the 2014. Yep. rabbit ears, allies, crab-like carapace, thick wiry hair, etc., etc. So basically be any animal-like creature that you want to be. I think that's probably a good idea for D&D to do because a lot of people like playing like a Harengon or um, Tabaxi or other creature like that. And you can just roll them all into this one lineage and cover them all that way. They got natural weapons, heightened senses, natural adaptation. Avian ones, can they fly? Can't fly while wearing medium or heavy. You have a fly speed equal to your walking speed, so that's real nice. Um, Agile, climb speed equal to your walking speed. Aquatic, a swim speed. Hold your breath for 20 minutes. Sturdy, when you aren't wearing armor, you have a natural armor class of 13 plus your dex. One size larger for carrying loads. Okay, dwarves. Dwarves had some strong abilities in the first playtest. So in their lineage, they have night vision, dwarven resilience to give them resistance and poison, and advantage on saves against poisoned. Oh, against becoming poisoned, not against poison damage. Huh. And dwarven toughness, their hit points is 1 for every level. Okay, then elves. Speed of 30, heightened senses, magic ancestry. Advantage on Caesar's charmed, can be put to sleep, trance, okay, all the normal stuff. Human. You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice, and you gain one talent of your choice, so like a regular human in 2014 D&D. Okay, then heritages. Bunch of options here. So common heritages by lineage. So you got common ones, but then they probably just say you can be any though. So Beastkin is Slayer Wildlands, Dwarf is Fireforged Stone, Elf is Cloud Grove, Human is Cosmopolitan Nomadic. And they got languages there. Cloud Heritage. This would be like a high elf, I think a little bit of magic, a little cantrip, Arcana skill proficiency. Yeah. Cosmopolitan, street smart. So you have advantage on ability checks made to avoid getting lost and checks made to find a particular kind of business. Can't be surprised. Wow, that's strong if you're playing a big city campaign. Can't be surprised in the city. Worldly wisdom. When you make a check for the purpose of a building or ride or an object, you have a proficiency bonus on the roll. Fireforge heritage. This is the one that gave like fire resistance, which is really strong. Yeah, you still got it. Resistance to fire damage. Friend elementals. That's a strong one compared to the other ones, I think. Grove heritage. So it's like a wood elf. Climbing speed. That's real nice. That's a really good one. Elf weapon training. Nomadic heritage. Resisting debilitating effects of weather. Cloud was way more powerful than other options in Packet 1. Wonder if the options are more balanced. What did Cloud have in Packet 1? Packet 1. Should this tab instead? Heritage option, Cloud. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Choose a third level spell from this. Once you cast one of these spells, you must finish a long rest before you can cast that spell again using this feature. So that was pretty strong. You are correct. Doesn't have that now, I don't think. Cloud Heritage. Third level. When you reach third, choose a first level spell. Yeah, so they toned it down a little bit. Nomadic. Advantage on checks to resist weather. Reduce exhaustion by 1. Nice, they're balancing. Very good sign. Yep, good sign. They're doing a lot of good stuff, I think. Stone heritage. So this would be like a mountain dwarf, I think, largely from 2014. Slayer heritage. I don't know that I've seen that in the first playtest. You have proficiency in the intimidation skill. Any non-magical beast whose CR is equal to or less than your proficiency that targets you with an attack must first make a wisdom check. Huh. So CR2 to start, then 3, then 4, then 5. And monsters don't get much above 3 or 4 or 5. And they have to make a check to attack against your intimidation. That's kind of cool. You can track really well, and then Wildlands Heritage. Beast affinities, you can communicate with beasts, so this is like a gnome. Proficiency with animal handling, and they might not attack you, etc. All right. Backgrounds. Let's see. So let's look at just the adherent here. Choose 2 skill proficiencies. Additional gain proficiency with calligrapher's supplies, 1 type of tool or instrument of your choice, some equipment. That's it. So proficiencies are kind of simple because I think your ability score bonuses start out right away with when you roll up abilities. Let's double check that. Pretty sure that's still the case. Ability scores. Finally, add 2 to 1 score of your choice that is 16 or below, and add 1 to 1 score of your choice that is 17 or below. Yeah. So the modifiers are built in. And the point buy, I think it's built in. You don't do the modifiers. So you have to roll to get the +2 and +1. If you do point buy, it's kind of automatically built in by the points that you can pick. And then a standard array, in theory, already has them in the standard array. Like in 2014 D&D, that'd be 15, 14, 13. So it's +1 and +1. So it's a little lower. That's one thing I marked up to make it match, but doesn't look like it has yet. All right. Back down to backgrounds. We did the first one. They got some adventure motivations that go with them. God, outcast, scholar. Oh, talent. I missed that. So as a scholar, you have spent time researching particular academic subjects. Choose a talent from the following list. Okay, so you get 1 talent. And your background determines which list you get it from, and talent being like a feat. Okay. Adventure motivations, a soldier. Magic talents, combat casting. So here's where they had a little bit that was kind of not well done the first time around. So let me share this and see what we got. Combat casting. Arcane traditions. Where were the feats the first time through? Were they before the spell books? Huh. Were they in the first playtest packet? They were. Combat casting. Okay. Automatically succeed on con saves you make to maintain your concentration on a spell if the DC is lower than your spellcasting DC. And now, to maintain your concentration on a spell if the DC is equal to or lower than a number equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus, minimum of 10. It's going to be 10 at first level, then it'll go to 11, then 12, then 13. Almost seems like it's not worth the bullet to have that power. Let me share this tab instead so you can see what I'm looking at. There's what I was looking at there. And yeah, Marius says the magic talents were way more powerful than martial talents before. So they definitely dropped this one down a little bit. Share this here. Second bullet, when a hostile creature first enters the space within 5 feet of you or provokes an opportunity attack from you, you can use your reaction to cast a cantrip. Opportunity attack from you, you can use your reaction to cast a cantrip. So it's only now when they provoke, not when they move in adjacent. So they definitely toned them down. Use a shield or weapon you're holding as a spellcasting focus. That probably stayed the same. Yeah. Okay, so they toned combat casting way down. Let's look at another one. Mental fortitude. Mental fortitude. So once per long rest, when you fail in a save, mental save, you can choose to re-roll the save and take the new result. But you must announce before you know the results if you saved or not. Mario says combat casting is far more balanced now. Yep. And then the other part of mental fortitude, if you are affected by an ongoing spell or magical effect due to failing a save, mental save, you can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success. Okay, so let's see how it does now. Once per long rest. Was it once per long rest before? Yeah, it was. Okay. Once per long rest, when you fail a save, you can re-roll the save and take the new results. It doesn't say you have to know the. Oh, nice. When you fail a save. I like that they do it after you know the results, because that it slows down the game if you have to do it before they know the results. So it used to be once per long rest when you. It still says when you fail, but then that just meant the second part of the wording didn't make any sense. So they got rid of that. That's good. Okay, then if an ongoing effect causes you to be charmed, frightened, or stunned, so they put in specific things. Due to failing a save, you can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns, even if the effect would not typically allow you to do so. If an ongoing effect, so it doesn't even have to be a spell that was cast on you, and stunned is quite often not mental, can be physical like a monk or something, but still, you have that with the mental fortitude. All right, then let's look at some martial ones. What was a good one before? Maybe a look at weapon masteries. First of all, this is the general feat that they have in the system, and there's one I think for every type of talent area. So physical fortitude. Oh no, that's not what I was thinking. There's got to be one that's just straight increase ability scores. Mental prowess. Increase your score by 1. And you can select this talent multiple times. Huh. So it's a feature that only lets you increase by 1. Was that the way it was before? That's not going to be a good one to take. Mental fortitude, elemental savant. Or actually, every time you get a talent, they do give you a bonus, don't they? And someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about this. I think every time you get a talent, you're going to get an ability score increase. When a character class grants an improvement, they can choose to increase a single ability score by 2, 2 different ones by 1. Must have been a different playtest or later playtest. I know I saw that in playtest. So now, let's see what they say at the start of talents. When a character class grants improvement, they choose a talent from the list. Maybe it's under the classes. I missed it under there. Let's look at fighter or cleric. Improvement. Increase 1 ability score. Okay, yeah. So you're getting 1 automatically. That makes sense. Getting 1 ability score increase, and you're getting a feat in addition. And if you want to take the feat that just increases your ability score again, you can do that. You can do it multiple times. But if you're a wizard, you can only do it on charisma, intelligence, wisdom, unless you get something that can let you do it to your con. Like if you're a battle cleric or a battle wizard. I forget what it was, whatever it was called. Okay. Look at ranged weapon mastery. You don't have a disadvantage on ranged weapon attack rolls made at long range. You don't have disadvantage on ranged weapon attack rolls made while a hostile creature within 5 feet of you. Ranged weapon attacks ignore half and 3/4 cover. So basically everything sharpshooter plus crossbow expert do, except for the -5 plus 10. And the -5 plus 10 is way overpowered. So it's good that that's not in the system. Technical talents. Let's look at field medic. You've studied first aid. When you stabilize a dying creature using first aid, that creature regains a hit point. As an action, you can tend to the wounds of a creature you can see and touch. Recovers a number of hit points equal to twice their con modifier. In 2014 D&D, that's with a healer feat. That's like, God, was it D6 plus their level, I think. No con boost is good. Keeps casters vulnerable to concentration checks. That's true. The first thing I do with most casters is get the feat that gives them Was it Resilient Feat? Gives them the con save and increase their con. So it'd be good if they didn't have that, because that definitely makes them pretty good, pretty strong. Okay, luck. So luck, let's look at what luck was to start. In the first playtest packet, I think they had luck in there. Dice. Where was luck? Put in the chat if you know where luck was originally. Okay, new levels, alignment. Maybe it wasn't even in the first playtest packet. Not the first one. Check the second one. Oh, here we go. Luck points. Once per turn, when you fill an attack, you gain 1 luck point. So at high levels, when you get lots of attacks, you can get luck points more often. Of course, only the fighters would have that big advantage over like a cleric that might never make attack rolls. GM can award luck points, and you can have a max of 5. When you get your 6th, you reset to 1 to 4. Okay, so let's see how it looks now. Luck. Once per turn, when you fail an attack roll or you just have to fail an attack roll or save, you gain a luck point. I think that was same as before. So a fighter has a much better chance if he's making 3 attacks than although a fighter might not be failing that often, a high level fighter. It's not rolling a 1, it's just failing. And the GM can award them, and the party can get them for difficult encounters. You get 5, just like before, reset to D4. There's a luck feat. Spending luck points. If you roll a 13, you can spend 2 to make it a 15. After your check, you can do it. You spend luck after your roll, but before you know if you made it. All right, so really no change to the luck. It's staying the same as it was in the playtest. Now let's look at spell casting. They use rings instead of levels. That's a cool picture. That's a really cool picture right there. When converting a 5th edition spell, the spell detects, suppresses, ends, or otherwise interacts with mechanical aspects of spell casting. 2 additional circles, primordial and weird, also exist. None from the alpha release, though, in that list. All right, so I think spells, all this stuff is pretty much boilerplate from what's in the regular player's handbook. Let's look at some spells down here. Spell list should be mostly player's handbook spells. Let's see. Aid. Okay, aid second level. 1 action, 30 feet, 8 hours. Hit point max and current +5. So same as standard aid in 2014. Bless. 1 action, 30 feet. Concentration up to a minute. 3 creatures of your choice. Attack roll or save, add a d4. So just like 2014. Burning Hands. 1 action, 15-foot cone. Is it 2d6 on Burning Hands to start and goes up from there? I think it might be. Might be. Oh, do they have heightening in their spells? Because I don't see a heightening component here. Interesting. I'd have to dig deeper into that, see how heightening works if it does. Let's look at Bless. Can you do more than just the 3? 1 action. Huh. No heightening listed on these spells. I don't remember them taking it out, though. Maybe it's just a feature of this alpha release. Hey, everyone watching. Let me know where you're watching from. And after we finish up looking through the Tales of the Valiant, I'm going to take a look at a bunch of news for the D&D stuff that's came out the same day. And of course, Pathfinder's got their character sheet beta on Nexus. I don't know if anyone plays Pathfinder. Let me know if you play Pathfinder in the chat there. And if you know if they got rid of heightened spells, let's just go do a search. Is heightening a thing? Come here. Find in the classes or an area. Huh, that is odd. Is heightening gone? Are you stuck at the level it's up? Upcast is not worth it for very many spells. Wouldn't miss it terribly. That's, yeah. Ari says upcast is not worth it usually. Yeah, except for like some unique spells like banishment, where it's pretty powerful to heighten a spell. All right, here we go. Color spray, charm person. That's it. Oh wow, there's not many spells, but really you can use the 5e spells exactly. Even the spells they give as samples are basically exactly like 5e spells. So if you have 5e, that's good. If you don't, you can definitely get the free SRD, which will have a whole list of spells in it that you can use. Now, monsters. One thing I noticed when I was looking at the monster playtest packet is they just didn't do enough damage. Now, I'm not sure we're going to have very high CR monsters here to compare, but we'll see here. They fixed their proficiency bonus table, and yeah, it's tracking at the right levels for that. I kind of like what they did here with the immune resistant and vulnerable, how it affects conditions. If you're resistant to a condition, you have advantage on your saves. That's a cool way to do it. Senses. Keen. Behind the curtain, let's see here. It's altered. Yeah, they do it right in the stat block. So we'll look at a stat block here. Everything else about the same. Okay. Oh, cool. They got a picture now of this Husk Demon. This thing was vicious in the first playtest. The Soul Feed power, the Void Drain power. So everything's listed in one line, which I really like. You have your conditions and like damage types. So immune to necrotic, poison, void, exhaust. Oh, void is like psychic, from what I know. Exhaustion, grappled, poison, paralyzed, petrified, poison. Did I read poison again? Yeah, poison twice. Prone, restrained. Night vision 90 feet, void speech, telepathy 60 feet. One doom point. Void damage, takes no damage, instead regains the number of hit points equal to the void damage dealt. Wow. Multi-attack 2 void drains, +7 to hit. One target for 6 slashing, +8 void damage. Let's look at playtest packet 3 and see what that Husk Demon look like in there. We're looking at 3. Yeah. Here we go, Husk Demon. So it was doing 6 slashing, 8 void. And now it is still 6 and 8. This was the dangerous part. The target's hit point max reduced by the void damage taken. No save. So that's just really strong at CR4. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, nice picture of a black dragon. That's really cool. Black dragon hatchling. Oh, you can just imagine like little baby snakes. Looks like a little baby black dragon. That's cool. Young black dragon. Let's see if they have a red in here. Goblin. Let's look at the goblin. Okay, hit points are 9, so a little bit higher than a 2014 goblin. And it's still got this frantic reflexes. When it's hit or missed by an attack, it can stand up from being prone or move up to 10 feet without an attack of opportunity. So you hit it and it just darts out of there. Hopefully you have some movement left to catch up with it. Damage looks like it's about the same, 5 and 5. Yep. Cool artwork there from Brian Saimi. How do I pronounce that name, Brian? I'm sorry if I did it wrong. Need to have you on a live show one of these times and look at some of your art. Okay, Harpy. Great work on the Harpy. Hellhound. Adiug. Sater. Devour those who in the world. Wow. That's cool. That's it. So not a long list of monsters, but then again, you can just grab whatever monsters you want out of the player's handbook. Monster Manual, 2014, the SRD, the free SRD, you can get a lot of monsters. And you can go back to the playtest packets that they have with Tales of the Valiant, and you can get to those playtest packets just right here on their website, talesofthevaliant.com. Here's the playtest packets. Here's what we were just looking at here. So that incorporates whatever they changed in these, but there's a bunch more monsters in playtest packet 3. That is it. Anyone want to go back and see anything else? If not, I'm going to go in and check out some D&D stuff. So let's look at what's going on with D&D. They picked a day, I think probably on purpose, to announce a whole bunch of products. Probably because they knew Tales of the Valiant was coming out. Oh, let's see what Tales of the Valiant's at now for a Kickstarter. 438, but I haven't refreshed it here. So let's refresh it. 444,000, 450,000 now. Going gangbusters. What kind of extra Kickstarter stuff do they have here? What are the... I got the $99 one. $99. Where's it at? Right there? Yeah. So the book's physical form and the PDFs. Let me know what you guys got in the chat if any of you guys backed them already. Add-ons, special editions, stretch goals. Here we go. Caverns of the Spore, Lord Adventure, level 1. Form fillable character sheet. Monster Vault, Encounter Builder. Designer Ask Me Anything. Best of 5e and the best of Tales of the Valiant. That'd be cool. So how are we going to use this book, right? When it comes out, are you just going to ditch 2024, 2014 and use this alone? Or are you going to use both of them? How to Speak Draconic. Monster Vault, Kobold Witch. That'd be nice. Second Ask Me Anything with the designers, designing new classes. Monster Vault, Yellow Dragon. 425,000. New Partner Adventure Pack Edition, Taverns and Tricksters by Steamforged Games. 500,000 coming up next. A Guide to the Labyrinth, Entering the World of the Valiant PDF. Yeah, I don't think there's any problem that they're going to hit 1 million the way they're going right now. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's look at what Wizards is announcing. The Book of Many Things. So this is, I think, there should be a deck of many things that are inside this here. Explore the deck of many things in the supplement for the world's greatest role-playing game. I don't know who that artist is. Really great artwork. Got a Kenku out there. Not sure that's Death or supposed to be Death. Chain Devil, it looks like. Okay, then they also announced Planescape. And we can see Planescape is in a slip binder, same as, what was it? Spelljammer was. We got 3 books in there. Turn of Fortune's Wheel, Sigil, and the Outlands. Mort's Planar Parade, I think. Mort's Planar Parade. So probably monsters, probably setting. Turn of Fortune's Wheel, probably the adventure. I imagine why that's what those 3 books are. Okay, so that was announced. Planescape, any Planescape fans? Then Glory of the Giants. This is August 15th for Glory of the Giants when this will be coming out. And they had a list of what's in there. So it delves into unrevealed giant lore, including an overview of the hierarchical structure of the Ordning and Giants religion, and ideas about Giants organizations and societies across the multiverse. It adds giant-themed player character options where adventurers can evoke the glory of giants with 1 new barbarian subclass, 2 new backgrounds, 8 new feats for rune magic and wielding elemental power, 30 new magic items, 3 artifacts. Dungeon masters get lair maps, adventure hooks, encounter tables, treasures, and giant role-playing inspiration. David, it's that new later date. Are you talking about Big B's on August 15th? That is pretty late, yeah. The pre-order just went up, and I just got it. That might even be the early release if you do the pre-order. Mort from Planescape Torment, one of my favorite video games ever. I bet it is. I bet that is Mort from Planescape's Torment. 2 subclasses. Druid Wizard didn't make it through Unearthed Arcana. Then you're right. Yeah, there was more subclasses. Finally, presents a giant bestiary. More than a third of the book is devoted to monster descriptions, lore, and stat blocks. 70 new monsters. So that's what's coming in the Giants. And for Glory of the Giants 2, let's see here. They have some new products out that you can pre-order on D&D Mini. Let's share this tab. So you have a Death Giant, Necromancer. Open this guy up in a new tab. There we go. So there's your Death Giant Necromancer. That looks real good. I wonder how close these things look to their final form, because that's just great. Really good looking paint job on that one. And then the other one is Big B Presents Glory of the Giants limited edition box set. Open this in a new tab. So we have a Hellion. I'm not sure what a Hellion is, except some form of fire giant, maybe. We have, well, what's it say here? What are these guys? Description: Hellion, Frostmourne. I don't know if that's like an undead frost giant. Stone giant of evil earth. A Goliath chief. Looks like chef. Did I read that wrong? It is chef, not chief. Okay. Goliath chef and a giant lynx. So that's the giant minis coming out. That box set is $70. Ouch. Pretty strong on the price there. Okay, back to another book they announced is the Practically Complete Guide to Dragons. I have no idea what that is, and I couldn't find anything really describing it much anywhere yet. And then lastly, the cover for the Shattered Obelisk, Phandelver and Below. And I believe somewhere there was discussion. Let's see. Let me find it. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Let me share this. So Polygon just released this article. This is D&D's revised core rulebooks will help grow better players and more dungeon masters by Charlie Hall. What does it say in here? A lot more pages in the player's handbook. 320, but not as many words. More art to the players than ever before. New images for each of the book's 12 core classes. 48 subclasses. We kind of knew there'd be 48 subclasses. 144 backgrounds. There might be like, let's see here. Starts at level 1, so not a direct extension of the original. Yeah, I think you're talking about, Dave, the, let me go back to this. The Phandelver book. Let's see if we can find the back cover of the Phandelver book. I don't have a copy of the back cover of it, unfortunately. Wasn't in the market materials I could find. But back to the Polygon article. Okay, so 144 backgrounds. Make your own backgrounds. I don't see anything else. Dungeon Master's Guide. Newly revised section on creating your own homebrew campaign. The sample campaign setting. Monster manual. 500 monsters. I have to read this a little bit more detail. Yeah, I think this just came out. I don't think I'm looking at an old article, am I? No, May 23rd just came out. Yeah, I'll go read that in more detail later. So I got the end of the Shadow of the Dragon Queen coming up that I'm going to be running. Share this tab instead. Let's look at Planescape. So that's all I got for the updates. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you all next time.